Tasha recently revealed a bombshell that has everyone talking. Allegedly, Erica is pregnant, and the streets are murmuring that the kid might belong to none other than Mendeecees. Yes, you heard that right. Rumors are circulating that something happened between Erica and Mendeecees behind Yandy's back, and Tasha has revealed the repercussions are spreading. It all started when Tasha went live late last night, sipping wine and smirking like she had the hottest tea of the year. She didn't drop names right away, but the indications were, if y'all knew who was really creeping behind closed doors. And now somebody got a little situation on the way, she teased. Moments later, a fan dropped a comment, "You talking about Erica and Mendeecees?" Tasha paused, took a long sip, and stated, "I ain't seen no man but if the shoe fits." Within minutes, the internet exploded. Fans were stunned. Blogs lighted up. Yandy's silence only made it worse. Nobody knows what's actually going on. But if there's even a grain of truth to this, it might blow up everything. So what really happened? Belt up, because this narrative is only getting started when Tasha's live finished. Social media erupted like a volcano. Within minutes, bloggers were repeating footage. Fans were passing every word. And comment sections were swamped with speculation. People couldn't believe what they were hearing, Erica pregnant, and the father might be Mendeecees. It sounded too outrageous to be true. But still, it felt like exactly the kind of chaos the love and hip-hop cosmos thrived on. The timing, the tension, the history, it all made the rumor feel frighteningly possible, set the internet ablaze. And it wasn't only her words, but her aura. She sounded way too confident, as if she had receipts buried somewhere ready to be disclosed. People started digging, looking. Old photos of Erica and Min at events reappeared, their hugs now being characterized as overly friendly, and a few hazy shots were posted, where some fans thought Erica looked like she had a pregnancy belly. Meanwhile, Erica remained silent, eerily quiet, with no tweets, stories, or even her normal encouraging remarks. Fans noticed instantly. Why is she so quiet now? One fan observed, "If it's not true, why deny it?" Others stepped in to defend her, claiming she was probably blindsided and didn't owe anyone a response. But the silence just fanned the flames. Then there was Yandy, whose answer was understated but scary. She posted a black screen with "Royalty will show itself when temptation knocks." No names are mentioned, but fans knew. They felt the tension in her words. Within an hour, her comment section exploded. "Girl, is this about Men's and Erica?" blinked twice. "If you're done with both of them," some admirers begged for proof, while others just texted her sympathy, presuming she was in pain. Because if the rumor had any validity to it, Yandy was betrayed by both a man she battled for and a woman she once called a friend. But the true twist came when an anonymous source contacted out to a gossip blog with a voice note. The lady on the tape, who many believe was Tasha, said that she walked in on a moment between Erica and Mendeecees months ago. Nothing explicit, but obviously intimate. They were close, like whispering close, too close there. And when they noticed me, they lipped apart like they'd been caught. The voice also implied that things had been going on quietly under the radar, and that this pregnancy was not a surprise to certain persons. Behind the moments, the voice notes sent shockwaves through the fans. Suddenly, it wasn't just sloppy supposition. It felt like actual drama. Podcasts started debating it. YouTube channels uploaded hour-long breakdowns, and people began tagging everyone involved, demanding answers. Fans started looking back over previous episodes, old images, anything that might reveal indications they'd missed. Erica, Ice observed, holding Mendeecees' arm, during a group scenario, and while it seemed innocent back then, now others are calling it proof of chemistry. Menz, for his part, eventually broke his silence, but not in the anyone expected. He posted a cryptic story. When you stay silent, they make the story for you. Be careful who you allow to express your truth. It was ambiguous, painfully vague, but deliberate. Didn't reject the charges. He didn't defend himself. And that quiet felt loud. Fans were divided. Some out of a doctor's office, wearing enormous clothes, and a hoodie pulled low. She appeared embarrassed and attempted to dodge the cameras, but the photographs hit the blobs within hours. The captions all claimed the same thing: pregnancy confirmed. Tasha claimed to have a source inside the clinic who indicated Erica was indeed expecting, yet no official confirmation ever came. By now, Yandandi had gone entirely silent on social media. No posts, likes, or comments. Fans began to worry, thinking that she was going through something terrible behind closed doors. Some even started trending, "Stand with Yandandi," urging others to show her love and support. People were heartbroken for her after everything she'd done to stand by Menz, to keep her family strong while he was abroad. This was how she was repaid. But not everyone was buying the theatrics. A few doubters online started questioning the timing of the reports. Why now? One fan asked, Erica's been lucky for months. And Tasha suddenly jumps up out of nowhere with this tea. Another said, could be promo for a new season. You know how they do. The concept that this could be contrived drama to improve ratings, create popularity. But even if everything was for show, it didn't make the emotions any less real. Because in the world of reality TV, the boundary between real and staged gets blurred quickly. And then came the voice memo leak. An unknown user released a private tape that supposedly captured Erica chatting to a close friend. The audio was fuzzy and hard to hear, to confirm, but the voice sounded like Erica's. She replied, I didn't intend for it to happen. It simply happened. I didn't plan this. The context was ambiguous, with no names or direct mention of Menz, but fans immediately drew the connections. The film was circulated hundreds of times, and Erica didn't dispute anything. As the uproar escalated, insiders close to Yandandi reportedly told bloggers she was saddened but attempting to keep things together for the sake of her family. She's heartbroken. One blogger remarked, this ain't just about a rumor, it's about betrayal. She feels embarrassed. Others said she was thinking about leaving the fans, pleaded with her not to let this destroy her, while some stated that if the reports were true, walking away might be the best thing she could do. And as the days went on, the animosity only grew stronger. Fans began selecting sides, with some condemning Erica for breaching the borough code and others slamming Mendeecees for disrespecting his wife, and a few even calling Tasha out for publicizing personal problems simply to stay relevant. But regardless, matter who they blamed, no one could turn away. The tale had everyone fascinated. Drama couldn't possibly go any farther until a surprising new revelation appeared. Something that would turn the entire scenario on its head. The shocking new detail came from a completely unexpected source. An ex-crew member from the Love and Hip Hop production team decided to speak out anonymously. This person, using a burner account, began dumping cryptic statements in the comments on a prominent gossip page, stating that the crisis was not simply a rumor. It had been building for months and almost caused a production stoppage. Fans were skeptical at first, but the account kept tweeting frighteningly specific facts, things that only someone with inside access could know. One comment stated, y'all ain't ready for the scene that got chopped. If they ever release it, you'll see how close Erica and Mendeecees another stated that the tension between Erica and Yandandi had been boiling beneath the surface for a time, and that producers were advised to restrict their encounters to a minimal, to avoid on-camera eruptions, as followers tried to verify the largest claim yet. A pregnancy worry nearly forced them to shut everything down. People were panicking behind the scenes. Trust is deeper than you believe. As more previous clips began to surface, scenes where Erica and Menny seemed too in sync, laughing at secret jokes, speaking in the background, brushing past one another with covert smiles. When viewers looked at those times through the prism of the latest charges, everything seemed to take on a deeper connotation. What formerly looked innocent now appeared to be flirtation, hiding in plain sight. It's investigative work. The persons involved remained mute until one night Erica eventually went live. She appeared on screen looking exhausted, without makeup, and wearing a hoodie. The live wasn't lengthy, barely 5 minutes, but it sent shockwaves. Want to ruin you because you found peace. I've been working on myself to stay out of the mess, but they keep tugging me back in. I'm not going to play into it. She paused, clearly emotional. I owe no explanation to anyone, but those who know me know it's true. The show ended abruptly, but it did not halt the chaos. Some fans interpreted it as a denial. Others claimed it sounded like a carefully phrased non-answer. However, the silence from males in Yandandi remained deafening, and that silence began to look more and more like guilt. Days later, the blogs flared, again when a fuzzy photo was uploaded of what appeared to be Erica and Mendeecees enjoying lunch together. The photograph was granny shot from across the street, and neither of their faces were clearly visible, but fans were convinced it was. That's her jacket, which she wore in her previous story. As one user pointed out, another remarked, "Look at the watch. Men's wearing that in the reunion show." It didn't matter if it was them or not. People felt it was. And that was by now. Yandi's close pals had begun to weigh in. One of her longtime allies, a cast member who has always been protective, she took to Instagram and posted a now-deleted story that said, "Snakes don't just hiss. They also smile in your face." Fans took it as a direct jab at Erica. Another post followed hours later. "You betray a queen. You better be." Fans were living for the drama, speculating whether Yandi had severed ties, with both of them behind the scenes. Then, as if the narrative needed more gasoline, Tasha went live again, this time with backup. Joining her was a lady who claimed to be a makeup artist. She didn't expose her face, but her voice was obvious. "I ain't here to gossip," she continued. "But I saw what I saw, baby. And they weren't acting like no brother and sister." She mentioned how Erica and Mendy were often whispering when the cameras weren't filming, how they would disappear for extended breaks, and how once she walked into a dressing room and the energy shifted as if she had interrupted something private. The fans were captivated. Every detail, word, and emoji was being scrutinized. The blogs couldn't update fast enough, and reaction films were being uploaded constantly, officially taken over the internet. But then came the unexpected twist. An anonymous text thread released online. The conversations were supposedly between Erica and someone she trusted, describing her circumstance. The text did not include Mendeecees' name, but one line stuck out. "I didn't expect it to go this far. He mentioned he was upset, but I didn't think it meant this." Fans saw it as a confession. More screenshots followed, including messages about missed periods, late-night chats, and emotional distress. While the screenshots could not be authenticated, they felt real enough to convince most admirers that the pregnant rumor wasn't just a rumor anymore. All of this chaos began to affect the cast dynamic. Filming was reportedly paused as tensions boiled over during a group scene. An insider on set told the gossip outlet that Yandandi and Erica had a screaming dispute off camera and that security had to step in. They weren't going to fight, the source said, but the ranting was so loud you could hear it from outside. The trailer producers were supposedly scrambling to figure out how to handle the matter without letting it wreck the entire season. And yet, Men said nothing. His silence created a story about fans speculated about what he was hiding, how he was feeling, and whether he was trying to protect someone or himself. People began researching into this. He used prior interviews in which he spoke loyalty and respect against him, saying, "You said you'd never insult your wife." One fan posted under an old clip, "Guess that was a lie." By the end of the week, the pressure was intense. People asked replies. They tagged producers, cast members, and even the network. They wanted clarity, truth, but most importantly, they wanted the drama to continue. Just when it seemed like the fire might finally die down, a new video surfaced of a structure. And for a brief second, men's they weren't touching. They didn't speak, but they were there together. The video was about 10 seconds long, yet that was all it needed to throw social media into utter chaos. Fans didn't care. The tape was indistinct, or that it may have been taken out of context. What they saw was enough Erica and Mendeecees entering the same building one after the other, just waiting outside. It was almost if they expected it. Within hours, every major gossip blog had reposted the clip, each with their own captions, loaded with fire emojis and surprised replies. "Caught again?" One headline shouted, "No more hiding," added another fan, flooded the comments, labeling Yandy and questioning how she could stay mute while this circus unfolded around her. Others pointed fingers at Erica, calling her a home wrecker and accusing her of attempting to ruin another woman's life. There were, however, many who supported her, stating she didn't owe anyone an explanation and that the real fault belonged on Mendeecees. If the accusations were accurate, Yandandi continued retaining complete silence, uploaded a mysterious narrative that just added fuel to the flames. It was a black screen with a single line of text, "God don't sleep. Keep playing." Fans immediately thought it was about the event. The timing was too perfect, the message too heavy. Within minutes, her comments were inundated again. Some applauded her for holding her cool, while others asked her to divulge the truth. Stayed silent, causing fans to spiral into infinite speculation. Just as everything started to calm down, Tasha returned, this time with receipts. She released a bombshell of a tweet that featured what looked to be text communications between her and a friend who worked as a stylist for the show. In the text, the friend recalled a scene during a private shoot where Mendeecees and Erica trapped in a dressing room together, and how the door was shut from the inside. They were in there for a while. The message said, "No one knows what truly happened." But when they came out, both looked. Tasha's caption said, "You'll still think I'm lying. I told y'all this." The internet went wild. Fans started asking that the producers disclose the unaired footage, suggesting that they were trying to preserve the brand by suppressing what actually happened. Hashtags like "release the footage" and Mendeecees began trending on Twitter, and even celebrities began to chime in. A few reality stars from other series replied with the eyes emoji, evidently watching the drama play from the sidelines. Meanwhile, Erica tweeted a black and white photo of herself staring into a mirror, caption quietly mending in silence. She turned off the comments, but it didn't stop people from voicing their ideas on other platforms. Published everywhere, studied like a secret message. Some thought it was her method of distancing herself from the situation. Others said it verified everything, that she was overwhelmed and ready quiet for a time. Then came Wildfire. Fans were now persuaded that Mendeecees wasn't simply hiding something. He was trying to influence the story. Yandandi once again said nothing, but her silence was no longer perceived as fortitude, but as cunning. Some admirers assumed she was waiting for the perfect opportunity to speak, in order to drop her own bombshell and turn the script. Thought she was actually upset and struggling behind the scenes. In any case, the tension was unbearable. Meanwhile, producers were apparently scurrying. Sources claimed they were rushing to reshoot specific scenes and reorganize timetables and figure out how to confront the controversy without wrecking the season. This is bigger than anything we had before. One insider told a blog, "It's real. It's messy." As the dust continued to swirl, everyone seemed to be waiting for confirmation or denial, for a showdown that may rock the internet. Then, in a tone that astonished even the most jaded fans, Erica's sister attended the chat. Erica's sister Vanessa had always kept her distance from the spotlight. She wasn't into reality TV, didn't give interviews, and was never involved. Her voice quivered with wrath, yet her words were crisp, and I'm tired of the falsehoods. Tired of y'all dragging my sister like she's some home wrecker. Let's be clear, Erica didn't go hunting for men. He came to her, and if y'all honestly want to know what's going on, maybe it's time you learned the whole story. Fans were astonished. Some had to rewind the live just to be sure they heard it straight. Vanessa was not just defending Erica, she was putting the responsibility completely on Mendeecees. She claimed that Erica tried to separate herself many times, but Mendeecees was persistent and manipulative. She even indicated there were text messages and voice notes that might be exposed if people kept criticizing her sister. The threat was apparent, and the internet lit up. Like wildfire, the live became viral within minutes. It was shared across every channel and studied frame by frame. People were shocked that a family member was Vanessa's tone, attitude, and timing. All felt planned, reinforcing what had previously been speculated. Even though she didn't show any proof, the fact that she went live added a new element of confusion to an already complicated situation. Then, to make things even more explosive, an anonymous tip was submitted to a gossip page that had been covering the topic since the beginning. The tipster claimed they had access to medical appointment records, reportedly proving Erica had a consultation at a pregnancy facility 2 weeks earlier. No names were given, and the documents were not released, but the site swore by its source. We've confirmed through a reliable insider the blog revealed EEA is expecting. The only question is who the father is by now supporters. We're absolutely divided. Some believed Erica was being attacked unfairly, and Mendeecees should be held responsibility for leading her on. Others condemned her wholly, accusing her of plotting to trap him. There were even suggestions saying that this was all a PR trick for the next season of the show. Regardless of what people believe, everyone agreed on one thing. Yandandi and Mendeecees' silence was deafening. Mendeecees ultimately broke it with a late-night post in which he published a brief video of himself sitting in his car, apparently weary. The caption read, "Sometimes silence is the only way to maintain peace, but peace isn't always a choice." In the video, he let individuals who want clout change the narrative. There's a lot being said that just isn't accurate. He didn't deny anything outright, but he also didn't confirm it. Fans were fast to examine every second of the video, claiming his eyes looked like he'd been crying, his tone sounded like remorse, and his choice of words revealed more than he intended. Others accused him of gaslighting the audience in order to create. Instead of taking responsibility, he made himself the victim. Meanwhile, Tasha returned with another post that turned the internet upside down, uploaded a snapshot of what looked like a pregnancy test with the comment, "Yoshi wasn't just bloated." People quickly suspected the test belonged to Erica, and Tasha was using it to validate her prior assertions. But skeptics weren't convinced. How can we even know it's hers? One comment read, "This could be anybody's test." It didn't matter. The image circulated like wildfire, and the story was sealed in the minds of many. Erica was pregnant, and Mendeecees might be the father. Fans began demanding answers from the network. Hashtags like "Where Eyes," Yandandi and #address the topic were trending on every media. Rumors circulated that filming had been halted and that executives were in crisis mode, trying to figure out how to salvage the season without losing their main cast. Insiders stated there were secret meetings, emergency reshoots, and deliberations about whether or not to retain Erica on the show if the rumors proved true. Yandandi emerged once pandemonium had reached its zenith. She shared a series of images showing her in a recording studio, wearing headphones and smiling, with the comment, "New beginnings." Fans weren't sure what to make of it. Was she ignoring the issue or utilizing the turmoil to launch a new initiative, or was she simply done playing the game? The replies were split. Some cheered her on for taking the high road, while others begged her to address the situation openly. But once again, Yandandi gave nothing away. As if the internet hadn't seen enough, Vanessa dropped one final bombshell. In a voice message sent to a popular podcaster, Vanessa stated that Erica had broken down crying just days before falling silent, and revealed that she wasn't ready for the kind of mess her relationship with males had made. Had been misled to believe that Menz and Yandi were separated, and only found out the reality after the rumors started swirling. The podcaster played the memo on their live show, and the emotional weight of Vanessa's speech surprised listeners. She didn't mean for any of this to happen, Vanessa said. She felt it was genuine and safe. The line rang throughout every social channel. Memes were created, reaction videos exploded, and fans couldn't understand how deep the drama had gone. The show's cast apparently went into lockdown mode, avoiding interviews and refusing to talk publicly. Even then, DC disappeared again, leaving viewers with more questions than ever before. The only person who remained consistently loud through it all was Tasha. She continued to tweet subtle barbs, indirect shade, and little bits of truth that everyone speculating. Some people began to question if she was the one orchestrating the entire incident. Had she made all of this up to seek revenge on Erica, expose male DCs, or simply blow up the show for her own gain? No one knew for sure, but one thing was clear: she wasn't backing down. With the show's next season rumored to be delayed, producers now faced a massive decision. Should they include this drama in the official storyline, or bury it to preserve the brand in the event of a problem? Management, or allow the chaos to erupt on television? Nevertheless, the stakes were bigger. Meanwhile, the supporters remained riveted to their TVs, homing their breathing and refreshing their feeds every 5 minutes, hoping for a new update, leak a new twist, since in this convoluted narrative of betrayal, quiet, and scandal, nobody understood what was true anymore. But everyone knew one thing: this tale wasn't over. So now that everything's out, in the open, or so we believe, where does that leave Erica Mendeecees Yandandi and everyone caught in the center of this volatile situation? Is Erica actually pregnant? Is Mendeecees really the father? Or is there someone else lurking in the shadows? Vanessa's bombshell voice memo, Tasha's persistent charges, and Mendeecees' emotional silence. It's like we're watching a slow-burning storm that could either explode or disappear into thin air. What happens if Yandhi decides to address all of this on camera? And what if the network agrees to let this drama air raw and unfiltered, and more significantly, far dirtier than we thought? You already know this isn't the end. There are too many loose threads, too many unsolved questions, and there is a lot at stake if this narrative simply disappears.